With the new world we live in, there's more of an acceptance or common determination about breaking norms and traditional ways of living, aka toxic masculinity drenched in white supremacy. Now we see gay men in the media who are not just shown as drag queens or super effeminate gays, and we also see straight men who are more feminine than me. And this liberation has definitely taken place in the bedroom as well. This is actually what sparked this conversation today from some social media posts I had seen. And I needed to have this conversation with some straight men. So we invited some straight men to be on the show today. Please welcome to the plot twist. We have Ray, and we have from Speaking Outta Turn, Richie Lee in the building. What's poppin'? Better? Much better.
Much better.
Yeah, so welcome to the plot twist, guys. So as you guys know, we're going to have a pretty much, I guess, of a candid conversation that is going to be answering the questions that I always have when I see these certain posts and things like that in the media or on social media. I always have these questions because deep down in my mind, I think that I'm a traditional gay, even though I'm gay. Like, my mindset is so traditional. When I see wrists being bent and stuff like that, I still have like a whoa,
no shit.
right? And it's, I'm not even trying to be funny or nothing like that, but I see stuff and I'm like, but I'm looking at it as a gay man. I wonder like how straight men actually feel about some of these things that they're seeing, some of the things that they're hearing. And this is one of those conversations where it's supposed to be real, authentic, blah, blah, blah. So please, no PC answers today. We can let them have it. Promise?
Promise.
Good. Let them have it. Okay? So I broke this down into 4 different sections just to make it like, I guess, clear. I have a social section where we're talking about like people in society. I have a sexual question where we're talking about the bedroom. I have the bending of the wrists, which talks about traditions and, you know, that loosening up, and fatherhood, right? Which is clear fatherhood because they're both fathers. And we'll talk about that in a second. All right. So we're going to start with the social thing, right? So we see that the world is becoming more politically correct. Right? Do you guys feel like that is also applicable to black men? Mind you, were talking earlier about like the man-dem situation and all that stuff or whatever, like the power of being the man-dem, blah, blah, blah. And like the man-dem not even having as much power like in the saying the man-dem and whatever. So there is a shift towards being more politically correct in society, right? How do black men feel about this? They can't say certain things anymore. The barbershop conversations are being called out and all those stuff. So
Okay, well, for me, first off, I had an incident pertaining to something close to this with a coworker. He's Brazilian, not like a visible minority, you know what I mean? But he was of the community. Yeah. And we were having a secondary conversation, and it pretty much came up where he was debating who has more. It came out as who has more power, like whether it was a gay man or a black man, and the gist of the story came down, to make a long story short, it came down to me responding to him saying that if I walked through the halls of my job and said the N-word, nigger, 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 all over the halls, people might not bat an eyelash depending on who I said it in front of. But if I dropped that F-bomb, I would be gone in a heartbeat, right? In a heartbeat. So, I mean, like, I don't want to go against, you know what I mean? The plight that you guys have to deal with, and especially because you got to double down. Right. Being black and being part of the community, I know you guys have a double. But, you know what I mean? You can't take away from somebody else's, you know, like story or what they're going through just because like your issue is, it feels like it's bigger, you know what I mean, on your tip than somebody else's.
That is something that I guess I hear about often, like you said, because I am black and I am gay. And I have to think about like even how I lead the conversation, stuff like that, because being both black and gay. And the shade is that I say black first because that is what the world sees first, and that's the treatment that you get first. Before you're known as seen as gay, they can't just look at me and tell I'm gay, right? First of all, but even if somebody could look at me and say that I could tell like I'm a big like flaming queen, whatever, the treatment of that gay person will differ if they're white and black.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So therefore,
no shade.
My experience already, like I can literally agree with you, even though I am gay, that me saying the word faggot, of course I can say it, right? Me saying the word faggot, right, is definitely not as oh my God. Sorry, definitely way more oh my God to the community than saying the word nigger, and there's no shade.
Yeah.
A lot of white people say it in their homes anyways, girl. It's really no shade.
To their friends.
So, yeah. So,
People are
it's no
desensitized
shade.
to it. It doesn't faze anybody. Most people listen to it in their music. They hear it walking down the street. They hear it all through movies. So it's like, it doesn't really bother people anymore, right?
Right. And we used to hear the word faggot a lot, but then since the whole, I want to say 2000s, that whole like movement of like gay rights movement actually like really taking hold and the marriages and all that stuff, when the law changed with it, then we started to see like people really getting reprimanded for using the word faggot, right? But like when I was in elementary school, that's all the girls used, like fag, 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 fag. Everything is fag. Or you're gay, or you're gay. Everything is gay. Wow, that's a key. But okay, so then we're saying that what? Is PC a thing? So technically you have to be PC then because you can't use certain words and whatever. But how did you even feel having that conversation with, I guess, the person, if that makes sense? Because
it kind of felt like he felt like I was attacking him instead of like hearing out exactly what I was.
Oh, when you said of the community, he's gay.
Yes. Yes.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's PC a thing.
There you go. Right?
Wow,
Yeah,
you ate that. So it is a thing.
Yeah,
It is a
absolutely.
thing.
I think it's definitely a thing.
No.
Brazilian.
Yeah. Portuguese.
No, I think PC is definitely a thing. I think we're at a point where men in general have to really pull back and challenge themselves to think differently, right? You can't get up and just drop the F-bomb. Like, for what? Why? You know what I mean? Like there's a reason why people are offended by that, right? Go back and figure it out. But at this point, what are we really doing here, right?
And I think that's actually what's causing the majority of the shifts is like people are kind of expressing the hurt behind these words and stuff like that. These words got popularity in the community because of the side that pushed it, but not on the victim side, right? So when people start hearing from the faggot or from the nigger or from, the woman, the slut, the this, the that, these things, when you start to hear those voices and start to get humanized, then a lot of that stops happening, quote unquote, but it doesn't really stop. But it stops in a politically correct setting. So, because we know, we still hear the word.
Say all those words.
And make them argue with us, even in our own building where we live. First word, not nigger.
Faggot.
Fag. You fucking fag. Fucking fag. It's like they're just waiting to use the word because, it's like fag. It's like,
They're trying to press that button on you?
Huh?
They're trying to press that button?
No, it's not even like they're trying to press the button. It's literally they've been waiting to use the word. And now that we're in a heated situation because I argue with everybody in my building.
Oh, yes.
Everyone. You're not walking my elevator with me. You don't have a mask.
It's no
All
shit.
of this, it's not happening, right? So and even if my friends even try to talk to anybody in the building when I'm there, I like make such a scene. Like, why are you talking to these people? Like, why are you talking to them? Like, all that. Like, yeah, I give them that because they gave it to me when I moved in. So I'm giving it to all of them.
Oh, okay.
That was
It's
personal.
no shit.
Sorry, that was like, But okay, talking about PC and conversations and moving into other social stuff. Another thing that I see socially that's really, really popular and trending, we were talking about it just earlier, is mental health among Black men as well. And not just Black men in the Black community. You always talk about this a lot as well, and like the challenges of speaking out, as a Black man about mental health. And even though the conversations are happening more and more and more, there's still some kinds of, I guess, pushback or something. But how do we even feel about mental health? Are men allowed to show emotions? How do we teach men to be emotional? That social shift when it comes to that.
Wow, that's a good one. I want to say for men personally, straight men personally, it feels like a double-edged sword because it's like you want to cry out for help, but crying out for help in the wrong spaces and with the wrong people can come back to hurt you more than the help you were seeking, right? And a lot of times, even if people are genuine in the moment, giving out a lot of that information and that personal vulnerability, it can be weaponized against you, and a lot of men don't want to even have those vulnerabilities put out there. You know what I mean?
What do you mean it could be used weaponized against you? Give us a vague example is fine. Just something that I could
Okay, so in a relationship, I was in one recently, and
All this throughout.
No, like right. So, right. Yeah, no, this is like, well, I shouldn't say that recent, like a couple years ago. So, and it was basically like I was telling you, like I don't have a lot of like hetero male friends that like I can get into like gritty conversations with, right? So my partner, who I went to, you know, you're having a bad day at work, you vent and whatnot. Me venting eventually took a toll on her. You know what I mean? And she flipped it as not looking as to how she could help me or figure out why I'm venting so much on a daily basis. It turned into, you're a naggy bitch. You act like a girl. You know what I mean? Like, why are you always upset? Like, men shouldn't have this type of emotion. You shouldn't let every little thing bug you.
That's in my mind, don't be like, that's so funny, but I completely
absolutely
understand that.
And
so
for me, it took me back because I was like, I'm not actually upset. Like I sound upset when I'm talking about something, but I'm not actually upset. And to me, it was more like, you're not even listening to me. Like it wasn't matter. Like the conclusion she came to was completely wrong. It was like you weren't even listening to begin with. You know what I mean? So it's like completely just threw me for a loop.
No, it's tough, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's tough because like I've been in that same situation where you try to say something to a partner, just sharing, right? Because this whole idea of being PC, it's not new. It's kind of been bubbling for a long time, right? And so over time, like I've been like, okay, let me try and be more open. Let me not just try and hold everything in. So I had a partner at the time telling her just about my upbringing, childhood, whatever. And then we got into an argument, and then that became something that comes back at me, right? So it's like, okay, so I'm supposed to be more open. I'm supposed to be more honest. And then when I am, that now is used against me. And then it's like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with this now? Like, what am I doing here? Right? Yeah. In general about mental health, I think that, yes, it's becoming more of a upfront topic within the Black community, but I still think that people don't know how to ask for help. I still think that we're learning the language that we weren't given before. Right. Yes. Like, so I think it's a slow uptick, but I mean, I know for myself, I'm definitely trying to speed up the process, especially now, like having kids and stuff like that. It's very, very important.
Right, and we're gonna talk about questions for kids, about specifically with kids, because that is very important to me and kind of like one of the more personal subjects. And I guess I'll explain that in a second. But then, so when we're talking now about like spaces, right, where you can, well, we just said that you cannot. Unfortunately, we're not the straight men here, guys. We're just passing on what we know. It's all right. No shade. It's no shade. But so they're saying straight men a lot of times cannot confide in their partner because the partner will take that as something to be used against them in the future, right? Yeah. Most of the time. And that's I can even understand that in the gay sense as well.
The gay relationships too.
Right. Right, because if I don't feel like Jonah's man enough for me someday, like I'm gonna say like, oh my God, but it does come up in the gay world too. So trust me, I can understand that, but more on a different side. But how do we then find the spaces, right? Because then it is, I don't know. It's something like if you can't find it here, you have to go out and look for it. It's because there is a need to take care of yourself. Self-care is very, very important. Your own mental health, you have to find a place where you can express those things. So then where do straight men go to access like support? And I mean, this could be like even basic as friends or circle, like, I don't know, anything, literally. What do you guys, straight guys do?
Boy, that's a good one again, because I mean, even down to like basic like government programs to help men. Like straight men, I want to say. Sorry, and I have to say straight men.
Yes. I don't know why you have to say straight men, because we see a million services
straight Black men.
Yeah. I mean, like I had an incident where I was homeless for a stretch of like 2 months, and I had a job the whole time, so it wasn't like, you know what I mean? But it turned into, when I was seeking out for like help, like even with like lawyers and things like that, even trying to get custody, we'll get into that too. But like trying to get custody for my kids and stuff like that, there is zero like programs, zero help, like just like the people even in charge, like calling a lawyer to say, hey, could you point me somewhere, calling a government worker to say, hey, can you point me somewhere? They have zero.
I believe that, and I it's fucked up, but I'm here thinking like, if the world always saw Black men as taking care of self like sufficient, strong, all these things, then there would be a lack of support, because then essentially Black men wouldn't have taken any of these supports in the beginning,
first place,
right? So now that people are seeing that, Black men do need the support, and it's not just people are seeing it, Black men are also losing that ego in a sense where they could even go open their mouth and ask for the help, then there should be services there that should help these people, especially if there are services there to help everybody else.
Definitely.
Everybody else in the same situation literally has help, except for straight Black men. I'm sorry. Gag.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start on that one. It's really bad though. And sitting there just like I said, well, Black Social Network is a good spot to actually post and you know what I mean? Actually have some shout out for sure. You know what I mean? Right,
a lot of intentional work.
Other than that, and that's what makes it sad, and I have to say that one in particular because underneath that, I can't give you another one. You know what I mean? Really, I can think back to when I was in middle school, and then we had Boys to Men. I don't know if you remember that.
I actually was in Boys to Men.
There you go.
Oh my God.
There you go. And that's how far I have to pull back. You know what I mean? To say, where are the groups for that were helping us? You know what I mean? And no, that was it.
God.
That was it,
you
man.
You just shocked me about that.
Yeah, man. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Socially, I don't think there really are many. I don't think there are any places for us to really go in terms of social services. I'm lucky enough to have a group of friends that are willing to have certain conversations. Yes. There'll be times I'll have the conversation and my wife is listening and she'll be like, you guys have conversations that I never hear men have, right? So I can definitely say that I'm lucky enough to have a peer group that's open to those conversations. Right. But even that's only happened within the last maybe 4 or 5 years where we've all kind of somehow been willing to put down the mask and just be honest with each other,
right? And
share certain fears, different things with our relationships, and now we're able to be better friends to each other,
right?
But that's something that we don't have often,
no,
right? Like you were saying, you don't really have that.
No, it's far and few in between. I reach out to Twyst a lot of times just to pick his brain on certain things, and I'm just like, am I toxic? You know what I mean? Break this down.
Because right? That might be it.
Because
but,
sometimes you need a genuine, honest answer, and you know that you have some people who are in your corner, and they would more rather just pat you on the back and be like, "Oh, it's not that bad as you think it'll get." No, I need don't pump your brakes and give it to me you were pissed off at me, and it's hard to get that.
Yeah, that. But then again, that also comes, I guess, from just always feeling like you are experiencing the same thing, right? So it's easy for me to be open to other people when they're asking these things because I've always been seen as too tough or something like that, and I've always been reprimanded for a lot of years, even though I'm this big old queen, whatever. But people still see me as tough and harsh and this and that. And how about how you speak and blah 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 blah. Always monitoring me. So I am now able to just give advice based on all the shit that I've been through, just all the misunderstanding that I've been through because of having a deep, stern voice. That's it.
Yep.
Literally, that is it. And a resting bitch face.
Yeah.
It's more the voice, though.
It is more the voice, right?
It's more the voice.
Okay. So I have one more societal question. It's definitely flipping the switch, though, because I think the answer to that is kind of finding your peers and finding social circles for now, and hopefully
or therapist.
Or therapists. Yeah. How do people feel about therapists? See, I meant to you ate that.
Yeah.
Or therapists. How do you guys feel about therapists? Have you guys ever gone to therapy before?
Therapy should be free.
First of all, let's start there. It should be free.
Yes.
Therapy should be free. The good therapy,
though.
I'm a social worker, so I know.
Yeah?
I know.
Okay.
There you go.
No shade, but it's not accessible for everybody.
You see, that's what we're talking about.
There we go.
It's not what we're talking about.
It's not accessible in the sense of you guys are not aware of it because they're not making people socially aware of it.
Yeah.
Because even when you guys were talking about resources for Black males, there's actually an organization called Tropicana that is specializing in services.
Heard about it.
I went to the Jamaican Canadian Association.
But I thought Tropicana only went to youth.
They do adults as well.
Okay.
That's it.
And they do everything for Black people, not
Education.
just
Here we
one
go.
thing. It's literally like a hub.
Oh,
But
word.
it's not just for Black people. That's.
But
I don't want to say that's the problem, but it's kind of the problem.
Right.
No shade.
Okay.
Because there's something for everybody
It's
else.
no
why can't we
shade.
have something
Something
Just
specifically
Black
for
people.
us. Yeah.
You
That's
ate
free.
that.
And it's,
Yes. That's good to know, though.
It's
and it
free.
is free.
Yeah.
So,
And
like,
Tropicana spread out. It's not just one location. It's pretty much
Spread out.
You know, if I
that's
knew about
it.
that, I probably would have done
I should
more.
reconnect.
Well, let's look into that. Tropicana, you might get a shot on the next show.
Go,
there's
yeah.
a
No
lot of
shade.
different
That's good. That's good to know. So we do. Shout out to Kay Taylor, our resident social worker in the building. I'm a person, video editor, and social worker. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, multiple streams, baby. Multiple streams from my multiple dreams. No shame. So I have one more question though. There's a new trend that we only see on TV. No shade, because I haven't seen anybody in real life do this in my real life. No shade. But women proposing to men, right?
He hates it.
Baby. No, this is probably the traditional. It's probably the traditional gay, like I said.
Yeah.
Right? But some things just, I don't know. It's the woman on her knee for me. And it's like, girl, like, I was like, oh my God. It's, how do we feel as straight men? Would you guys be flattered? I'll be honest. Would you be flattered if your woman proposed to you?
You fucking lying.
Thank you.
No.
And how do we, right.
No.
Oh, you wouldn't be okay with that?
No, I don't want that. I think, like, I feel like if my woman is proposing to me, that means that, like, she's just giving up on me wanting to marry her.
Gotcha.
I mean, it might not be true,
When you put it like that, it
but
makes sense.
I don't want my partner to feel as though, okay, you know what, this is never gonna happen. I'm tired of waiting for him. At least let me give it a shot. And that's just how I feel about it. Like, buddy, all right?
That was on time. Wow. I wanted to drop my phone and everything. Like, yo.
I saw the picture on Instagram with, like, the pregnant woman proposing to her man. I was like, oh, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
Pregnant.
Not while
yes, she was pregnant on her knee. Proposing
Wow.
She definitely had enough.
That's
She said, yeah, I want to
proposing
get
to her
married.
man. And I was like,
Left.
to me, this reads like, okay, you know what? You already done breed me. Now, come, let's get married.
Let's get
Oh.
married.
Seriously.
I just can't imagine. Oh my God. Just being her friend. Like, just being her friend. I would look at her like,
Like, really, get up.
Like, why are you down there? What? Okay, what? Bitch. Like, ooh. Bitch. Oh.
Yeah, it felt weird to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
It's no shade.
Complete no. It seems too big for me. Like I'm just like, it's okay. Because with marriage, it seems like people don't want to talk about like the dark side of it, where it can go really bad for the man. Like it doesn't matter how good you are, or whatever it is. If that female wants to step out and like ruin you, that is it. And we know how alimony goes and all kinds of other spousal payments, right? Yeah, they say it's a two-way street and men can get it too, but I will quote the whole Mary J. Blige and her husband thing. All right? He was entitled. He was there with her through the drugs
He
and
got what
everything
he
else.
wanted.
And the minute he went for his spousal payments, everybody was looking at him like he was less than a man because you're supposed to protect, provide, doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You know what I mean? Like, right? And he did. He did. He did. He did. He did.
He still got it.
But his
He still got it. At the end of the day.
What did he got it?
But
some money.
regardless,
Yeah, he got
though,
some money from her.
that's the response we get. But my thing is, like, I can show you another video of a man in court. He's paying child support. He's got full custody of the kids. He makes $30,000 a year. His baby mother makes $150,000. And you know what I mean? And yes, it was a reach, but there's hundreds of thousands of cases where these women go and reach and they get it with no question. You know what I mean? So I have to, you know what I mean? I have to give him that one. And that's the one like I can think of right off the bat. You know what I'm saying?
Leave Mary J and not get any money. You sadly mistaken.
Family court is fucked up,
no
though.
shade.
This guy sold her
He was with her for years.
That's really what
There
her
you-
life was.
Wait,
Men
who?
taking from her.
Family court is messed up,
Yeah, because
man.
like Casey
Big
beat her
time.
up, and then this guy took her money.
Oh, right. She was with
Casey and
Casey.
JoJo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Casey
It was
beat her
Casey.
up, yeah.
Casey and JoJo, yeah.
I totally forgot they were together.
He sings
Yeah.
really angry.
And he beat her up.
I believe that.
It all makes sense
He
now.
sings angry. Okay. I love you. Like, girl, why are you so bad, girl?
That guy could have been
Why?
Bobby Brown's son.
Try Jesus. girl.
Like,
Oh my
like he was just like Bobby in another generation. Like honestly, yeah.
That
didn't
is
know he got
so
money, though.
fucking
That's
funny.
wild.
He did.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But
So
people, the way they
just
ripped him
everyone.
apart for
Yeah, like
three
What was his
years.
name? Kendu?
For a couple
Kendu?
years.
Yeah, can
for a
do
couple
big
years.
amount.
I didn't know he got
Per
money like that.
month.
But do people like really judge on the other end? Like when it's the man thing, we kind of assume that that's the game. You got married to this person, now your marriage is
That's what
done.
they call it, pussy
That's the
pension.
game, right?
Yeah, you're gonna pay
I
pussy
didn't even
pension.
think
That's what
in
that's
a
about.
sense, I guess like once you're married, everything when you're married that can take a split. But before that, and she had money before him. So he don't get that much money. No shade.
Well, he got enough.
He got more
It's
than
no shade. Okay?
way more than enough.
I know Mary is crying now about not going to cry, girl. She's crying now.
I mean, yeah, you could be a home wife and be with a man for 10 years, and you know what I mean? You're still entitled to half.
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, you know what I mean? Whether she had money before or not, like, you upgraded his lifestyle and he can't go back to that. So, you know what I mean? And that's the excuse that women say all the time. All right? Look at Dr. Dre. His wife came back, said she needed more money. He coughed up on $2 million and gave her.
Honestly, though, at a certain point,
It wasn't worth the headache going through.
Change my lifestyle.
that's what it
Because
is.
he knew.
That's what it
My
is.
lifestyle.
It's not
he
worth
Up
it.
my blood clot life.
You get to a point where it's like after a certain amount of money, it's like, you know what? Just take what you want. Like take
Right,
take
'cause
half
it
and
has
just leave me
nothing.
alone. Like
It's
I'll
so
pay you
much.
to leave me
Because the
alone.
arguing and going back and forth,
Absolutely,
it ain't
but
worth
also
it.
too, when you're uncertain of the outcome, and it's like, am I going to pay a lawyer and then lose and pay you as well? I might as well just pay you and not even gamble.
Straight.
Right? And they know it.
Especially considering, you know, with all the documentaries and stuff coming out about Dr. Dre and his past and all these things, you might as well not go to court.
There's
Just
more?
avoid it. No, not about more. I just know about like Michelin.
Oh yes.
And
That
like,
was
I just know that if
was
this
gagging.
other wife were to go to court, like there's just no way she's losing. So it's giving avoid the court.
The stigma is really behind when you ask for a prenup.
Oh, wow, yeah.
If you ask for that, relationships are usually done before you even get to the ceremony.
And they can be broken afterwards, anyways, right?
Because women, listen, the pussy pension is a benefit that is an unsaid benefit, and they want that to be dangling in the air just in case you fuck up on your half. When I'm leaving, I'm
I get
taking.
my say.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
What we
better.
Absolutely.
But even depending on what it is,
I mean, that's what
the prenup
prenups
doesn't
are
necessarily
for.
matter.
Pussy
It doesn't.
pension,
right?
Absolutely, you're right. Depending on the
It can get
agreement.
thrown out, and you can still get taken for half.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank
So-
God I'm gay, honey. There's no alliteration, like pussy pension. Okay? Like, no, dick dues, no. That's done. It's done. Like, it's done. There's nothing else there.
No dick debt.
Like,
Oh,
a lot of dick death. A whole lot. Huh? Oh, debt.
That's not death.
Wow. No, dick takes you out of debt. That's how that works. But okay, so we're gonna move into the sexual section because we're talking about women proposing, right? And I had some questions as well about like just the women and man's sexual interaction that I cannot ask myself or Janoi. Right? So we're gonna ask you guys.
That's what we're here
okay?
for.
All you straight guys. Okay. So I saw this on Speaking Out of Turn, episode 18. Make sure you guys go check it out.
Yep.
Cream Pie Guys. Okay, that episode. Yeah, the podcast is the key, guys. So, like, yeah, definitely go check it out. They're talking actually about, like, consent. And the topic came up about, like, they were actually geeking about it. But I was like, this is, like, for real. Like, do women ever seek out consent from men? See, the laughter stopped, right? They're trying to get serious for a second.
Yeah.
This is a serious question, right? We're talking about consent in the law, in the land of PC, in the land of this, in the land of that. Do women ask men for consent?
No.
Never.
Not once.
Wow.
Not once.
Ever.
No, because the stigma is men are horny all the time. It doesn't matter what you look like. If she wants you, she can have you, and that's why.
Oh wow.
They,
Turn it down, you're even like,
you become
Right.
the
They
F word.
look.
and that's
Right.
Yes.
You're not even much of a man. You don't want sex. So
There's-
you're turning it down.
There's two results for turning it down. You're either cheating if you're in a relationship, or you're gay.
They think that you're gay. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
first of all, what does that have to
They're
do
right
with
over
me?
here.
You gotta ask them.
I'm
You gotta ask
saved,
them.
girl. I'm saved. When
Because
we're married.
as a
The
straight
cheating part I
man,
can understand, but like,
There's
how does
no-
that make you gay if you don't want to have sex with a girl right now? It's
'Cause-
in the moment.
because there's
That's what they
nothing
go to
in.
first before cheating. Like, what do you? Like, because
Absolutely.
you should always want pussy. Like, all men want is pussy. Here's the pussy on the platter. Oh, you don't want it? Why not?
Every pussy?
Yes.
Yo, are you down? Like, yo, that's the key. Yo, we need to record that drop. Wow.
You
that
can't
is
tell them.
so
Like,
fucked up.
it's very difficult for a man to say, I just don't want to have sex right now.
No.
I just don't feel like having sex right now. No matter what it is, we're expected to just, okay, well, I want to have sex. You're a man, so
Give it to me.
You're ready.
I'm going to go into the bedroom and come on it.
right.
The volume of your climax could even get you into problems. Listen, yes.
Right, you're not like,
Oh, we're telling all
oh
the-
my God.
We're telling
Oh my
all the
God.
secrets.
I'm talking about like,
quantity.
yes, I'm talking about yes.
That for sure. Well,
absolutely. So I mean,
bro, I know that. That's not just,
okay.
That's not just straight. It's
All
not
right,
enough.
all right.
Where is it?
Oh my god.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
No shit.
About that.
I'm learning.
Yo. Oh my God,
geez.
that is just so. Oh my
At least
God.
we're not alone. I like
No,
that
you're
we're not
definitely not
alone.
alone.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
gay men
We-
definitely asked that. That
I mean
is
both, no
so fucking funny. Oh my God. Wow, that's relatable. Shout out. We
Right.
like that. See, that's why you have to ask questions because we find out we're not so different.
Right.
You know
Yep.
what I
Yes.
mean?
Yep.
But this question definitely is going to be trying it now because we're going to have different answers because we don't have any. Right?
Okay.
So we've seen this conversation on Facebook about like the man them. So I'm trying to say like right. Do I do the PC? Maybe. Yeah. PC. I know about you fucking lying. The man them engaging in menstrual sex.
Okay.
Okay? Right. Shout out K Taylor, your team queer. Yeah, K Taylor's the answer that we gave. Okay? When I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask this question first, okay?
Like,
Do straight men engage in menstrual sex, right? And is it
activities?
right? See,
Because there's more than
Well,
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
just
We're gonna break it down. Is it just penetrative? Is it oral? Is it frottage? Okay, fingering.
oh, that. Okay.
Like,
Straight people do not fry.
you'd be surprised. I'm sure some of them
Not-
do.
Maybe like first base.
it's no shit.
Like
Okay, yeah.
No,
that's
seriously,
not
because
right.
when you said that, I'm
But
like,
I mean, if they're on your red, they might
What
just
grade
stop
are we in?
there because
Yeah.
it's red. Okay, you know what? That's why we have straight men. So, the conversation about menstrual sex. Now, does it have to be from personal experience? Because we're not trying to do that, trying to put anybody out there, whatever. It's not even that. You can even talk about what we've heard and stuff like that. We're talking about this conversation. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to take the lead on this one?
wow. We had to answer this one personally, or like?
no, I just said it. I just
Okay.
said it does not have to be personally. Not saying that we don't want to hear any personal stories.
No,
If you want to share it, feel free to keep.
free.
Just know that I'm going to.
I'm not going to go as far as sharing personal stories. No, what I will say is though, like the times where I can say, not for me personally, but I know it's happened. The males have always said females were the ones that were initiated it. You know what I mean? She's like, it's the last few days. It's, you know what I mean? Because
Common phrase.
Last few
Absolutely.
days, as in like it's not dripping
it's
as much.
light.
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
yeah. It's lighter.
I'm lighter.
Yeah. I'm thinking about my dog.
You guys don't know menstrual, so that's why that's disgusting.
Well,
So,
see,
what we don't know, okay?
we don't
like
know.
we don't have vaginas.
Like
Like,
2 days of a girl's menstrual, it's not even blood anymore.
it's like clots.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Like not black things, like brown shit
Yeah,
coming out of
yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's
I'm
no
really
shit.
Yeah.
I did not know all that.
Dudes don't educate. That's why. I'm sorry.
So people are eating that.
Some
People are
people.
eating that.
Some.
They're eating that.
Some people.
Wow.
Are.
No way.
Some
Lovely.
people
I
are.
just don't understand
Work.
I'm going down.
Some people are.
They're- yeah.
Some people are. I'm
Right.
And I'm
telling
sure
you.
there's
I've
lots of
seen-
points
telling you.
about it too.
Do you know what I used to? You know what took me so long to fucking forget? It's like you're not licking the hole.
Yeah, I
technically
know.
speaking, right? Yeah. Thank you, Alvin.
But
Thank you for
there's
that.
still
A little
blood.
anatomy lesson, right? So we're not like just digging the hole. So that's where the black stuff and stuff is. Right? So you're gonna be like
Yeah, no, I'm just-
engaging with on top of it. So it's not gonna be bleeding from there, right?
Because
of
I've
the
heard
hole.
that nonsense too. Yeah, they
But
gotta
you-
go so far as dental dam. Go get the plastic wrap.
Right.
You
I've,
know?
heard,
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that sounds safe,
It does, but it's still. What's the point of a dental dam?
huh?
I mean, other than it being safe, like
Have
you're licking
some
plastic.
restraint. You can wait the
Yeah, but have
3,
you got head
4
with a condom
days,
before?
7 days. No.
No.
Yeah, try it.
Mind you, some people try to use literal. Some people try to use literal minds
mean,
towards this though, because with the menstrual, technically that's the girl's cleanest time.
Mm-hmm.
Technically,
Technically.
Yeah, technically
Because it's
speaking.
being flushed. Yes.
because she's actually being cleaned out of her toxin.
Which is the black stuff that we're talking
But
about.
it's still,
Sorry, we're learning today, guys. We're learning as a group.
it's still not.
As a group.
Okay.
Not the tea.
I need to know these things. I might have a daughter in the future, child.
Yes, we might have a daughter.
I mean,
Oh!
whoa.
It's weird. Like, you have to figure that one out. Like, you have blood clot on your dick, and you're like, okay. Do I keep going? Do I love you?
Oh, I would be gagging.
It's
What?
Do I say something?
yeah. Are you
But I mean-
okay? Like, what is this normal here? Like,
Listen. I don't even want to get into it.
I want to get into it because
really,
this is
it's
the
not a
only
nice
time
thing because
I'm ever
exactly
gonna
what
have
he's
a
talking about.
conversation. Okay,
That's
so-
exactly what he's talking about, and there's
Whoa.
many more things to it. Because like even not to go as far as like time of the month, like she bends over, you go to insert, and she's got tissue paper still in there.
Yo.
Talk the things.
okay, so we're gonna get all the way into this because
You know what I'm saying? Do you
We're
pluck
gonna get
it? Do you
all
act
the
like
way
you
into
didn't
this.
see it? You know what I'm saying?
No shit. Whoa.
Because I'm.
That's the key.
Right. Yeah.
or if
like,
or if there's something that the tissue paper should have wiped away.
oh, I would be gagging too. Like,
I almost.
You see?
nope.
That happens a
Not
lot too.
tonight, honey.
That yeah.
I wouldn't even go. Just tell me before, so I'll stay home.
Over me and I was like, oh,
Oh,
I'm done. Like,
See?
it was traumatizing.
Wow, I don't even
that's
know.
not fun.
So I've done it when I was younger, right? I was like 16.
That's your honey.
Yeah.
Right. That
But
don't count. Right.
again, like Ray said, it wasn't my idea, right? It was like, oh, we know I'm on my period, but like we can still have sex because X, Y, and Z. And I was like, all right, cool. And she was older than me, so I'm like, okay, cool. You must
knows
know
better. Yep.
right? You know what going on.
Yes.
Okay, cool. She's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like I've done it before. I was like, okay, cool. So straight. And then you get into it and it's like, yo, you didn't tell me about this. Like,
Yo.
this looks like a crime scene. Like, what?
I can only fucking imagine.
And it's like, well, and then like there's blood. It's like, are you enjoying this? Like, I didn't get it, right?
At a certain point, mentally enjoying
Yeah.
it. I'm doing the act at a certain point. Is that where you get to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and this is like the one time, right? And so I was like, I'm like, okay, so we finished, but I'm just like, I don't ever want to do this. Like I told the man, I'm like, yo, I feel like I've been bamboozled. Like, what the fuck just happened here? And then you gotta clean up, and it's like, and you go to the washroom, like, look at you, you nasty motherfucker. Like,
Listen, you need a full-on shower. That little bird bath
Yeah, you
in the
can't-
sink doesn't work.
you can't do that in the sink.
No, you need a full-on shower. Like, you
Can you
can't.
imagine just washing
Listen,
off yourself and just
no.
all the blood falling?
And then the
like,
ring.
Because
of red.
we're not talking about.
Oh,
Are you ever careful with your sheets and shit, bro?
That blood
you
stains.
no.
Your
Blood
sheets.
stains.
You,
Because those sheets are dead.
if you weren't all the way
I'm
naked,
really
your clothes,
gagging.
like your
I'm really
clothes,
gagging.
like.
I'm really gagging. And people do this.
But that's the thing. I don't want to be shaming people because some
We're
people,
not- no,
Right.
sorry.
some people
we're
love
not-
it.
Absolutely.
Like I've
We're
seen you
learning.
guys. Yes.
Yes.
I've
We're learning and reacting.
I've heard of men who like to
Not shaming.
go down, but
Trust me, girls, I do shameful things. Okay? If I was to say the thing that I do that's shameful, child, like, I can't. Girl, I talk about all the time. Okay? But I'm still going to gag because I'm a human. I just didn't know people did that. It's just like,
yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know.
We mentioned the fact that turning down sex is difficult for straight men sometimes. So now imagine it's the time of the month that people are menstruating, and you turn down sex. So now on the flip side, you have to wear it as a badge of honor if you're gonna be having sex when they're having. There's a whole. Oh snap! No, I don't give a fuck about nothing. I
Yo,
don't give a fuck about nothing. Let's go.
you never heard that saying that they say? And if you want to be a knight, you gotta have blood on your sword.
Jesus,
Oh my god.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard
Wow.
that.
Never heard that in a
Me
million
either, but it makes sense.
I've never heard
Well,
that. Wow.
The saying makes sense.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
not.
Say
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether anyone admits it or not, everybody has had a period incident.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah,
Every
we're-
single person.
Straight.
Queer person or
I've
No,
never-
you're right, not gay guys, but like,
Yeah.
when it comes to like girls, whether it's lesbians or just girls who mess with girls, and like guys who
That's not
But
talked
I
about
mean,
either
like,
because girls be doing it too
just
while
to,
they're
like-
on it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
just to like make it like
girls that
even.
said I'm on my period
Like,
too, and they said so what?
What?
And
Thank
I
you.
said, what do you mean so what?
Thank you. Thank you.
First
Yes.
of all, I don't even want to touch a girl from my period.
Yes.
it's no shade.
I'm not getting a vagina if I'm bleeding.
It's no.
Jag.
Yep.
I I'm so stuck.
See, this is an education.
fucking gagging.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Twisted has Sunday school
Listen.
going on right now.
Yo,
Come on.
okay, by accident.
Okay, but hang on. The completely other, because I mean, I know you guys can't answer this question, but I mean, coming from straight men now, we could answer it as well too. If you ever partaked in anal,
Yeah,
Do
but
you ever have this-
I was gonna go there. I was gonna
Okay.
save myself. I was
Thank
gonna
you.
save myself. Oh, no.
What do
No,
you do?
Yes, there are accidents
What do you
in
do?
the anal cavity.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that on this camera, so we're not shaming anybody. Okay,
It's
and
no
we're learning
shade.
Yes.
and reacting. Okay, we're allowed to react because we're human and we just know some things. So like, yeah, but for sure, it is not self cleaning, right?
Yes. Yes.
It works the same for everybody.
Literally.
So,
Absolutely.
so there is like a pre-cleaning process that guys have to go through, or just literally not eating. Right? I shouldn't say gay men because there are straight guys that do
anybody
pegging
that
and
does
There you
whatever.
go.
anal
And
or-
women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, not funny. That slipped.
Some of these women need to take notes right now, actually.
It's
Girl,
no
get
shade.
it together, bitch.
Yeah, I know.
But like, there's straight men that do pegging and stuff like that too. Shout out to
Yes.
those men if they do that. And shout out, you know.
Well, yeah.
Do your
Go off,
thing.
right? But like, yeah. And that the shade is my next question. Actually, was anal is a new thing out there, eh? Right? So I mean, it's sort of funny with the gay side. So yes, it's very messy and whatever sometimes. But like, I can definitely say, like, I want to say, like, since I've been coming out into the scene, like, and started like having sex with guys, like, I definitely have heard women since then more and more and more and more talk about anal sex. And this is like the women themselves, right? Talking about engaging in it, liking it, and whatever. First, I was very like shocked, right? Because I guess in my mind, they're thinking like I said, traditional gay. The pussy's right beside it. Why you fucking the ass? Like, oh my God, the pussy's right beside it. Why you fucking the ass? Right? I don't know. That's what I used to hear that when I was young.
Yeah.
Some
So,
girls like
like,
to
the
get fucked in their
fuck-
pussy and their ass at the same time.
Shout out.
Two holes, right?
Yep, 2 holes, 3, 4. Wait. I'm joking. But yeah,
It's
so
no
anal
shade.
is the new thing out there, eh?
Yes.
Yes, it is. The new old thing.
The new old thing.
The old new
Yes.
thing, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Along with oral liquor from the Caribbean community.
Yeah.
It's the new old thing. Absolutely.
Of course.
Socially appropriate.
Of course.
Right, it's that PC
So
thing.
here's a
that
question: Do
movement.
straight men still think that anal is gay? For
Some do.
Some guys do.
Some
yeah.
do. I had this conversation recently in a group with a guy, and like he was, if you do anal, you're gay. I don't care if it's with a woman or not. Like you, the ass is the ass. There's no difference. Da, 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 da. And I told him, and I was like,
But the mouth
We
is
got
the
another
mouth.
traditional
Like,
gay in the room.
there you go. And that's, I
right.
gave him that example too. I gave him that example too. It was like, what is it, Harold and Kumar in the movie? That was a big joke in there. He's not gay. Oh, sorry, I'm not gay. He's gay because he's the one who's giving me oral sex. Like, make it make sense. Your penis is hard for a man, bro. You know what I mean? So clearly you're aroused, and that's the basis of
to
it.
me, that always made the most sense to me. And
It comes down to
that, and they're
attraction.
thinking like, oh, the person that like gets sucked off is trying to say like, oh, the person sucked my dick. And then I'm like, a lot of people have touched me and it stayed very soft.
There you go.
Okay, looking at you like,
There you go.
leave me alone, girl. Leave me alone, bitch. And it's like, girl, but I don't know. But then for you to respond to that physically without like a Viagra pill shoved down your throat, you literally have to like what's going on.
There you go.
So all that to me
It's
is
no
a
shade.
dub. And yeah, so I definitely feel like that. But not the new old thing.
Yes, it is.
the old new thing?
The old
old-
old new thing. Not the old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's done. That's clear. It's not a thing. People have been doing it for years. Shout out
It's
to
more
people.
popular, definitely. But I mean,
people are
What
more
about straight
open
men
with
getting
it.
their bum eaten?
That was
Oh my God. Wow, you ate that.
Yes.
I have been hearing from the straight men down. And I remember, oh my God, it's so funny. Because the first person that licked my ass was actually a female, right? Gag. I was like grade 9, grade 8, grade 9. And yeah, she licked my bum. Literally.
It's no
It
shade.
wasn't like she ate my ass, like, oh my gosh, eating on my ass, but she sucked my dick and she was eating on my bum a little bit. And I was like, when I say I gagged, right? I gagged because, of course, I was already gay, right? So I just gagging. Like, how do I react to it? I don't know what I'm like, no. You cannot. Yo, oh my God. But yeah, but since then, I've been like, same thing. My brothers and all them too, so I can like talk about even hearing this. My older brother and them used to be like, yo, back when I was like in school for sure, Batiwash, no, oh my God, no. Now, who hasn't had
Their
a
salad
Batiwash?
toss.
Yeah.
Looking at all the cameras so that everybody can see me, okay? How do straight men feel about getting their ass? Oh my God, this is the key. It's about getting their asses ate. Like, girl.
I want to say the general.
Brother, I know you fucking lying. You fucking lying. Wow. Yeah.
Again, it's a touchy thing because like if you're straight and you like it, it's not something you can request.
Right.
Because you requested too much from your female and it could be used against you.
Yeah.
You're in the closet, you're on some, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you need to be very careful.
Wow, I can just...
Yeah, it's not something you can request. So once again, it's on the female. They be doing it.
What she wants to do and let her do.
Yeah.
And they will ask you.
You don't, if they ask you, right? If they don't ask you, you can't really be like, yo, you want to just go a little bit?
Real.
I do that for you.
You wanna
To the initial.
or you just want to scoot up a little bit, like it's not something that you could ask for, but like
No, seriously, because that goes back to the consenting. Have you ever had a female who tried to like slip a finger in you
yes,
without asking?
yes.
Where's I know you fucking lying. You fucking lying.
Yeah, no,
Fucking
seriously.
lying.
And it's like,
No shade.
whoa. I don't think I'm like a prude or anything like that. Like I feel like if we talk about something, all right, I might give it a shot depending on what it is, right? But like to just like
do it.
like it's like, hey, surprise, like
No consent.
it's like women don't ask consent for
no,
shit.
they
Yeah,
don't.
they just do
don't.
it. So literally, I guess that goes even in that. Wow.
No, the other.
That's so underrated.
It really is because like
Such an underrated conversation.
What?
Women and consent.
yeah, the backup question behind that too was if like the example was if a female is with her boyfriend and he's sleeping and she whips his dick out and starts sucking it, is that rape?
Talk the thing.
And that's the thing.
The thing is, I
Because-
think I do. I don't want to like be fierce or whatever, but I have to like be like just like stirring for a second. I think that there's a lot of rape in marriages, a lot of
Yes.
sexual assaults
you.
in marriages, a lot of pity sex in marriages.
Yes.
Like there's just those things that come with being in a relationship, like you said, because
Coercion.
The opposite,
Yes.
you not doing it is going to have a bigger repercussion or some kind of looking. You'll end up having you looking some kind of way, right? So that therefore you have to kind of adhere to whatever the fuck is going on, even if you don't want to, even if you don't really consent. It's like she's already sucking my dick. I'm awake now. What am I gonna do to her? Okay, I'm not in the mood. Like, girl, wow.
Girl.
And so it's so funny though, because that is how a lot of sexual assaults do happen though. It's like especially like in gay spaces and whatever, like you'll see like a bunch of people sleeping in a house or whatever, and then somebody just starts sucking somebody's dick in the middle of the night. Just start doing that shit. And like we definitely caught it rape in the scene. Right? So it's like because you haven't like been asked, and a lot of people know that they cannot even ask you awake. So because you're gonna say no anyway.
Right.
So then they try to just sneak it in. That's rape. So the only difference is that you guys have a ring on it, but it's still rape because no one technically didn't tell y'all want to do it right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends on who's doing it too, because a lot of times, like they said with the females, like they get away with murder. Like we went, okay, for example, I was at a party. It was themed, right? It was a lingerie party, and you had one. Well, I wouldn't say one, but one in particular who was going around and just handsy with all the guys. And by the end of the night, she was removed from the group because guys were like, "Yo, she's not even my type," and like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. She's just grabbing up man's
yes.
Sound like a gay club.
Yep. That definitely sounds like a good
No, they were
Regular
straight
gay
men.
club.
They were all straight men, but they,
No, of course. I'm just saying the gay clubs. They just do that. Going around,
Yeah.
grabbing, like
Yeah, 'cause it's
bitch.
just-
What?
But that's well, women do that at the regular clubs too. Like I
Really?
Women on women, for
no,
sure.
women
I
do it
see
to
that
men
a
at the
lot.
regular
Oh,
clubs.
well, yeah.
Like I've been walking through the club and it's like, oh, shit. Okay, so
Wow. No consent.
yeah,
Rapist.
just a handful of dick, a handful of ass, and it's just like,
Yo,
all right,
start
cool.
calling them the same words they try to call some straight men, okay? Or men, period. Because some of that shit is just awful.
It is what it is.
It's no shade. So moving on to the next section. I have a few questions about so this is a section I call it the bending of the wrist, because I feel like there are some things that we're seeing that are more feminine now in the straight world. And this is stereotypical femininity. I know, whatever. I'm a traditional gay. It's no shade. But so the first question I had was A-Rod, so Alex Rodriguez, has a new makeup line for straight men. Are you buying that is for straight men? No shade. I mean, he could say it's for straight men. And does the world still see him as straight?
Probably not.
I think they still see him as a straight man. I don't necessarily think that the makeup is for straight men. I think he might
He
be
wears it himself.
I know, but I think he might be playing on the idea that this is for straight men, but knowing that a lot of gay men think that he's attractive, right? So I think he's trying to get in on it and make some money.
So you think that gay guys are gonna go end up buying his thing?
Yeah,
Of course.
the gay men who find him attractive, remember A-Rod with them little tight baseball shorts, baseball pants, people find him to be a sex symbol at one point in time. I mean, clearly not twisted, but you know what I mean.
No, girl, no. I'm sorry, it's not my team.
No, that's a good point.
No shade, but I can't even see gay men buying that because I do not feel like gay men will buy makeup from a straight man. I'm not even trying or nothing like that. It's just the fuck you gonna tell me about makeup, girl? Really, no shade. There are makeup artists and there are so many gay men that actually make makeup.
I mean, if the product is actually good, then they will buy it.
I guess we will see.
It all depends on what the actual product.
I don't even feel like it was his idea. You know what I mean? So I mean,
You what?
I don't even feel like it was his idea. He probably has a team of guys from the community who are doing it for him, and you know what I mean, and ushering it to because they know
From
it's gonna.
the community as in gay people.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to point that out again. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Woo. Shot.
Yeah.
That's fine. So then the next question then is nail polish on straight guys.
Right.
Seeing it everywhere. One point, I only saw black, right?
Just black nails.
Just black.
Or even just clear.
Clear. We used to do that when we were younger.
Back in the, hold on.
Yeah.
Black. Clear is something that I did not start seeing, I want to say, until the metrosexual era really started to pop, right? And it was metrosexual was a word in everywhere. Everyone was wearing blazers and getting clear nail polish.
I'm a little older, so I want to say me, when I was a kid, I seen a lot of men, especially with that little long pinky nail for the coke or whatever. They would line it with it wasn't actually clear nail polish. It was the grow stuff or whatever. So it shined like the clear nail polish, but that's what they were putting out to strengthen that nail.
Yeah, make it tough. Yeah,
and
so I've seen that. My uncle used that.
And that's where, yeah.
But that's not clear nail polish though.
It's not, but it came off like that.
It's something similar.
That's
absolutely.
one
Still has
nail.
gloss on it.
That's one nail. It
But I
doesn't look
feel
like a
like-
set of manicured clear nail polish.
They would do
right?
all of
And
that.
I'm saying, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
We with the one line that they do now, the straight black. So it's not too cut, right? But this is a thing that we're seeing straight men doing now as well. How do we feel about that? Back in my day, nail polish was for girls and emo kids. Back in my day. And pimps, because I did see them, I said, my uncle and the guitar and whatever used to play with long fingernails. So I saw that. But you guys wear nail polish?
No.
No. There was a time when I was younger that I would have
You
probably
do toenail.
done a nail polish.
One
but now-
black nail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I used to listen to some soft rock
That
and
is
stuff like
so-
that. You know what I mean?
That's so
But
cute.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, I don't see. Yeah, no.
When I was younger, probably, but now, no.
Right.
If I was
More
younger,
of a kid childish thing.
if I was a teen, you probably see me with purple or something on.
Yeah,
but
I mean, who
now-
didn't listen to No Doubt in middle school and whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So we have one more minute. I need to bring up a tweet. So I saw this tweet that Dwayne Wade had, well, not Dwayne Wade, somebody mentioned. It says, D. Wade's parenting and Will Smith's parenting will always be foreign to black parents because they aren't used to children speaking for themselves, expressing themselves freely, having their boundaries respected, and navigating life without beliefs shoved down their throats. This is specifically talking towards D. Wade's trans daughter, Zaya, and Will Smith's, kids who are
Very out and open.
right and fluid, right? So we don't see that as something that's very common in Black communities. You two are both parents, right? How would you guys feel if your kid was gay or trans or something like that? I know we have a few seconds, so
Yeah. I want.
okay, cool,
Okay. I want to say.
The white angle by itself, actually.
sweet.
Okay.
I want to say it goes deeper than what they're like. What they have there is part of it, but I think like it goes a little bit deeper because to me a lot of the times the examples that we used are perfect because it's more or less generational wealth, right? Where as Caribbean parents we are our parents' trophies. You know what I mean? We gotta grow up, be doctors, lawyers, so that our parents can boast about it and they did well as parents because we did well, right? But a lot of the times now it's like if you've got to take up where your father left off and he didn't leave you anything. You know what I mean? Very well. It's like your options are what now? You know what I mean? Leave your family to die and basically, well, I shouldn't say die, but and not be a farmer and go off to school. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and your hand is forced. You know what I mean? And because we are so like family oriented and we want to like please the family, we're more likely going to negate our dreams and go with what we think is best for the bigger picture. So in this case, the two examples are perfect. You guys got long money. You know what I mean? Your kids can wake up today and say, I'm a singer, wake up tomorrow, say, I'm a dancer, and you guys can fund that, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no repercussions if they fail behind it because you just jump up and you're on to the next thing. It's not like you say, well, I invested in this now and I can't have it fail. You know what I mean? They have the luxury of failing, and a lot of us don't. We don't. Like, you have to make it, and if you don't make it, then it's starting from scratch again, and who has the time to go back? You
Right.
know?
That's a really very very, very well put point. Definitely was not expecting to go there. You ate that. Because I think that there is this whole thing of wanting to impress your parent. And I think really and truly that like our generation probably might end up being like the last generation that even thinks like that. Where that traditional impress your parent, live for your parent, my parent cannot be embarrassed of me, shame on your parent, oh my God,
Yeah.
That thing is now really like, these kids don't care now, right? Like this whole generation is, I make my own decisions. I am my own person. I do not need to I pick my own religion, pick my outfits, pick my this, pick my that. And that is what drives society and kids now, right? So what you see is that when I see that tweet, all I think about is like the traditional Black families that, like you said, are not rich, because that's the first thing I noticed too. It's like rich people, they definitely have less care, right? Because they have less things to feel ashamed about. But because at the end of the day, a lot of the things that Black people feel ashamed about becomes tied to money somehow, some way. There's the white supremacy of it all, right? So that's how it is. So then if you take that out, which is like the whole money thing, we're already rich, we're already living the life, whatever, then you'll see that they're able to dabble and dibble in all kinds of things because they're exposed to all kinds of things. And that means that they can end up being all kinds of things, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
they can experiment.
Yeah, like when I'm bringing this back, but I never brought this on the plot twist yet. But when I was 8 years old, in public school, Derrydown Public School, they did the whole gifting program test when you're with French immersions and all that stuff. Upper Canada College, which is where our residing fucking PM went, Justin Trudeau, right? Offered me a 100% scholarship for free to go to the school. And my mom said no because it's going to make me gay. Being in an all-boys boarding school will end up making me gay.
That's funny.
Listen to this. This is I know it sounds like a key and everything, but this is so serious because my life now is absolutely affected because of that. I could have been girlfriends with RPM.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I went to all boys school.
Parent.
Did you really? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Woo, I wish my mom was going to hear this now, honey. Okay, but yeah, like that is how parenting worked, right? Like there was no thinking for myself, no speaking for myself. The whole school was like literally like, oh my God, of course he's going to go. It's a free scholarship. It's a free scholarship.
No.
Who gets a free scholarship? Who doesn't go?
Why wouldn't you?
Scholarship.
Yeah.
They called my mom, complained and everything. And my mom even told the teachers the same thing. Like, no, he's not going to no all-boys school to come back funny. Like, yeah, literally. But I was 8. So this PC talk, they were not even having this talk back then, right? Like nowadays, you cannot tell no kid that you're sending him to school, whatever, and then the parent comes back and says, "Oh, my kid might be gay." Oh, child services right now, immediately. Get them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, but like, you took me on a little form.
Yes.
But like, that is absolutely how I think, because the shame that my mom would have felt, that she's still feeling.
Because you are gay.
Okay.
Very gay.
That she's still feeling anyways, like, girl. Yeah. But like,
That's swallow that money.
How much for young black folks and black folks at large? How much of trauma is capes culture sometimes? Because that's the thing I tend to connect with.
Yes.
you ate that too.
Oh boy, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we call it culture,
Yeah.
but it really is just reinforcing trauma.
Yep.
How do we deal with that one? Like, it's this. It's like queer relations within our community, where we go to school, poverty. All these things are just like, are we learning these things because the world at large? Are we practicing them because we have no other option? Or is there an option where we can do a little bit more? And that's where like Willow and these other folks, they have that wealth.
Yeah.
They have that wealth, and it makes it so easy.
Because you answer to less people when you have money.
Yeah, you can kind of you don't really need to rely on anybody. I don't need to go get a job because I'm Willow fucking Smith. Like, fuck you.
Literally.
Go.
Right?
I can be whatever the fuck I want to be today, change it tomorrow, and the next day, like, you
Yeah,
can go, like, all
absolutely.
of that is so funny. Like, even going back and starting over, like, how we cannot do that.
No.
Once you make up your mind as one thing, you have to stick to that forever. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's a real thing. Like even just breaking it down to being, I'm too broke to pay attention.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's real shit.
Like people side eye you when you say that. Like when you're hungry, try listening to what the teacher says in class when you're starving in the morning.
Yep.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Just something as simple as that. Like worrying about where your lunch is coming from. You can't focus. You know what I mean? And people take that for granted. You know what I mean? Because when they have it, they have it. It's real easy to say, you know, when it's,
Wow.
it's
I think with
provided.
regards to like Dwayne Wade and Will Smith and Jada, it's like I look at that as like that's a parenting goal of mine. I don't want to, you know, isolate my child in any way. I want them to feel comfortable enough to come and just speak to me like, oh, Dad, this is how I'm feeling, or Dad, I heard about this, and we can have conversations. But like I heard Dwayne Wade talking, and he was like, you know, when his son at the time, so I'd say his daughter, came to me and she was saying that this is how I feel. Like I feel as though, you know, I'm a woman inside of a boy's body. He's like, okay, well now it's for me and my wife to go and get educated, right? I think the same way how you're saying now, we always feel like we got to impress our parents. I think now it's time for, at least I'm taking the approach where I'm trying to be the one to impress my child. I want to be open enough for my child to just say, oh yeah, my dad's cool about whatever. Any one of my friends can come talk to me, because I never want to put them in a situation where it's like now they're closeted or now they just feel like there's this extra pressure on them. It's like, nah, man, we got to be open enough to just let people live. Like my parents definitely were able to surround me with people from all walks of life. And I think it kind of rubbed off on me. So like my mom would be disappointed if she ever heard that, like, you did what? You made this kid feel like, you know, because we gotta have space for each other. Like that's what we gotta disrupt that energy. Whereas like, you can't be yourself, you can't be gay, you can't be trans. There's space for everybody.
Right. It starts and ends with the parents. No shade. Let the kids be kids, and just continue to be that support person. Because at the end of the day, you don't want your kids hiding stuff from you, in the future. Like I really, really like stand by that, because I lived that. I experienced that. Like it's no shade. So,
It's no shade.
wow, that ended up being a serious conversation too. I love it. We went from kiki to a serious and all that stuff. I want to thank you both for joining us today on the Plot Twist. Today's conversation was like really, really good at enlightening. Came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it to even be an hour. It was supposed to be just like 30 minutes. But thank you guys. Any last words before you guys go?
No, it was a pleasure being here, but thank you. Yeah,
For sure.
Yes.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having us. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Make sure you guys support the Speaking Outta Turn podcast
Yes,
with Richie
please.
Lee and Stacks Facts, who was
Yes,
also here
please.
before. I'm just really excited. Thank you, babe, for joining us. Today was a really good conversation. Shout out to the Plot Twist Studios, Twin River Studio. Shout out to CROWNME TV. My name is Twyst Man, and this was the Plot Twist. Yes.
This is dope.